Okay, my friends, come on back to the mat with me, please. We're gonna start class seated today. So I'd love for you to try to be able to get up and down gracefully. So try to move with a little grace and ease, the least amount of hands as possible as you move around, so you really use your lower extremities. The best thing about the yoga class is getting on the floor. We sit way too much in chairs and couches, so we need to get down as much as possible. Lean your hands behind you and just try to open your chest for a minute. Think collarbones elevating to sky, everything from chest to hips opening. Lean back and breathe. In the beginning of class, let's just try with this big open belly to try to get 3 in-breaths through our noses and 3 open mouth exhalations, like big old noisy sighs. Are you ready? Big exhalation. Try twice more like that. One more big belly filling breath, like you've got a balloon to fill up down there. Well done, yogis. Bring your hands to your knees. You're welcome to sit any way that feels good, with open legs, or if a half lotus is in your repertoire, you can do that. But I want you to grab onto your kneecaps. So we're gonna cat-cow a little bit seated, bringing our bellies forward for cow, top of head and tailbone back. This is an inhalation. And then try to push off your thighs, your knees, or you could use the floor if it's a slippery part under your pants, and cow with an exhale. So we'll try that again. Inhale. Excuse me, I meant cat with an exhale. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, angry cat. Try that twice more. Pull your body forward. Roll your shoulders back and down. And then press your body back, squeezing your chest closed as your back opens. One more big breathy cat-cow. Spooky season is upon us. It's almost fall, and it's officially no more August, so we have lots of angry cats for spooky season. Uncross your legs, let them shimmy out, do whatever they want, and then recross them the other way, please. Soft props or supports under you anywhere that's necessary. From this position, we're going to take fingers out wide, sit up really, really tall, sweep our hands up our bodies. Exhale, falling forward like you're bowing, but before you contact the earth, we're gonna make fists, sweep them back to our hips. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow forward and down. Now, can you connect your sits bones to the earth through this whole process? Exhale, fall. Inhale, rise. What are we doing again, guys? How about a little cat and a little cow? Right here as we round, we have our spooky cats. As we lift, we have a baby cow. Exhale. Lots of spinal undulations in the beginning. One more round, wherever you are. One final breath each way. And when you get back to the front, walk your hands forward like a big, lazy cat stretching in the sunshine. But don't stop stretching. Keep reaching. Twist a little through your body. Try to feel the bottom of your shoulder blades as you twist. Like you just can't get cozy. Reach. Reach some more. One more round. Big breath in. Big breath out. Draw hands back under shoulders to roll up. Come to kneeling. If this is available to you, I'm going to ask you to sit on your knees with the tops of your feet flat, and we're going to sit buns right on our heels. This is tough, guys, so don't get discouraged if you can't do it. We'll work on this. We're going to stretch the front of our shins and the tops of our feet. Grabbing your right knee with your right hand, lean your body back and try to lift your knee off the floor. It's okay if it doesn't lift. That just means you're tight in your shin and your ankle. You can use your left hand on the floor behind you for some support. Let that knee go. Same thing on the left side. Left hand to kneecap. You don't need your arm if you feel really balanced, but if it feels better to put a little kickstand out, try that. Okay, so if you're unable to lift your knees, you're just chilling and breathing. We're gonna try to lift both knees. Fingertips do lean back this time. Soft on your fingers. Open in your chest and lean back, lifting your knees. Now I squeeze my inner thighs together here so your ankles stay strongly kissing towards one another. One more big lift. Exhale, release. That's hard, isn't it? So come forward and give yourself a drum roll because you deserve it, but also because your feet may have gone to sleep. So this wakes them up. Feels good. Let's stretch out. Take the right toes, tuck them back, and just press so strong through your heel that you might even get some little micro pulses back there. Draw your navel in so it sucks up into your spine. Go like this, yogis. Ha, ha. See what happens? The belly comes in. Now keep it in. That's how we're going to brace and breathe all through class. All right, elevate that right leg behind you. Turn the corner, bringing left heel behind the left knee, and open your right arm to the sky. Gate pose. We're going to send the left hand a little wider so we can reach overhead and lengthen our right side body. This is nice, isn't it? Good movement. Crunch towards your nose. Bring your knee and your elbow together, and then reach back out long. But if it feels good today, we're going to stretch behind us, thumb and bottom of foot behind us. Try that again. Crunch in front of your nose. Stretch long. You could stay here or a tiny back bend. Twice more. Exhale. Inhale, smoothly extending and bending. Inhale. Exhale, this time closing right hand to top of foot, right heel to butt. But if you don't reach, it's okay. We're still going to go for it. If you can reach, you squeeze your heel in towards your glutes to stretch out your front of thigh, quad muscle. That's a really, really big muscle. And if we get it stretchy and flexible, we prevent lots of knee injuries. One more breath, yogis. Stretch back out, and we're going to do a little teeter-totter. Take the right hand back to the sky, and then try to drop your right foot to hover. See if you can come lightly on left fingertips. Can you come on one finger? Whew, that's really hard. And then teeter-totter. Ready? You're going to lift that finger. Try to hold. So hard, isn't it? And then take the right foot down. Reach the arms to the sky. Tip over to the right side. Really soften your right knee here. We have a tendency to hyperextend when we straighten, so we want to think microbend. I like to think about pulling my kneecap into my thigh. That'll keep it really soft. Tip to the right one more time. So good. And then come on back down to that tabletop, but make it really fancy. Maybe you roll down, you do a little cat arch, and then you draw your right knee back. Whatever feels good, yogis. Belly in, remember, ha, keep it in tight. Left toes behind you. Push strong through your left foot. Might feel good to stay still, but I'm always going to offer you movement. So how about a little pulse? Just trying to find lots of length through our back of left leg here. All right, one smooth movement, finding our way into gate pose. Let's lift our left legs. Now we have to swivel our right foot behind the knee so we have balance. Right hand may move out a little bit, and then the left arm rises. Let's stretch in all different directions. We have the compass covered on this one, so we're really just gonna open big. Stretch long overhead with the left arm. Feel that space your armpit just made. Feel the space your ribs made. Your hip opens. So nice. Crunch in front of your nose. You may want to just stretch out, but if your back is pretty healthy and looking for a little bend, come back a bit. Crunch forward. Lengthen. How about that breath, guys? Definitely an exhalation as we crunch. Inhalation as we come back. Exhale. Inhale. Let's straighten back up. Left arm sweeps down to try to locate your left foot. And if it's not available to you, just keep on reaching. This is a really good stretch. Get a little bit more in the quad if you can grab your foot and pull your heel to your butt. Back bend, still an option here. We can really squeeze back. I'm thinking of connecting the bottom of my right shoulder blade with my left toes. Let's breathe in and release slowly. Little teeter-totter. Are you ready? Look at your left arch. Hover it above the floor. Lift your left arm skywards and come to fingertips lightly on the right hand. One fingertip. Okay, find a good, strong sense of balance. Eyes focusing on something still. Lift your right fingers and see if you can float in space here. Or maybe you're teeter-tottering off your finger and the ball of your left foot. When you're ready, land your left foot. Sweep your arms skywards. That feels good and safe. Tip over to the left side. And if your prayer hands don't feel so great, you can always hold on to your right wrist. Give yourself a little extra boost. Ooh, it's so nice. Both of our sides got a double whammy of stretching today. Let's see how we can get to the floor that feels really luxurious and slow. Maybe a little cat round. Back to tabletop. Tuck your 10 toes, stretch out the bottom of your feet, and hover your knees 1 little inch off the floor. Are you okay? It's tough, isn't it? Now start to work into your wrists. Move forward and back. Move side to side. This is called turbo tabletop. When we hover our knees, if it gets to be too much, what would you do? Just drop your knees. Yeah, we're still going to stretch our wrists in the same way, but if you want a little more core work, you're going to keep your turbo tabletop in full effect. Yogis, pause your motion and start to grip the mat like you're palming a basketball or clawing at the earth. Grip as tight as you possibly can. Your little fingertips may turn white. 1 inch above the floor only, because if I get up high, I'm working my hips. Low is working the core. One more breath. Exhale, release, child's pose. Great job, guys. This particular posture, child's pose, is our resting spot for you in class whenever you need it. Bring your knees together and treat your thighs like rolling pins. Roll your belly over these rolling pins like it's a big bunch of dough. Try to get it really soft. Massaging in through your internal organs, giving your body some hugging, some loving. And then try to stretch your fingers out a little bit more and start to drop through your armpits. So you're twisting one way, dropping through the opposite armpit, twisting the other. Might feel a little pull on your shoulder blades, which is really nice. 1 more each way. Okay, a couple more wrist warm-ups, yogis. Come back to your tabletop, please, and turn your fingers out towards the 9 o'clock and the 3 o'clock. Now just sway left and sway right. Couple ways we can enhance this. Tuck your toes, get bottom of foot stretch, or turbo tabletop. You guessed it, come on up. Really slow down your movements though. If you're there, make sure your body is liking this. Okay, now continue for the first one we did, where I have option 3 for us. Drop knees, fingertips of one or both hands, swivel back.
Okay, here you go. I did a little bit.
Okay, stay there, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Stick through the rest.
Here we go. Okay, fingertips are towards knees, and then we're gonna lean back. No turbo tabletop this time. That was a funny combination. We're gonna lift the heels of our hands if possible. So this is an intense wrist stretch. If you don't like it, don't do it. Your body knows best. You would just continue with what we were doing a moment ago. One more big breath in here, sinking back. All fingertips are down, wrist heels are lifted. And then we're gonna unswivel. That was a big one. Take your fists down. Make a really strong tabletop. Let's tuck all toes under. Turbo tabletop one more time. Just letting our wrists have a break with the fists. They like this a lot better. Drop knees, flatten palms, downward facing dog. Okay, we have a funky warm-up, guys. We're gonna go yoga mobility warm-up today. So let's swing our hips and sway them around. You're just feeling good in your down dog, doing whatever the spirit's moving you to do. You may wanna roll forward and back, circle your hips around, lift and lower alternating heels. I like to shimmy my shoulders, wiggle my hips, just free everything up. One more recommendation is looking out under your armpits, stretch out your neck. Oh, it feels almost too good to stop, doesn't it? Look forward, guys. Take a big step with your right foot outside your pinky finger. It's okay if you do little taps to finally get there. You can use your wrist to help you through as well. Left foot follows. So you're really wide for a yogi squat of any depth, high yogi squat or low. We're gonna go through this really slow and then we'll speed up. Find your squat, bring your hands behind you. Can you get them on the floor? If you can, lift up through your right leg. Push it to the sky, eyes follow. Can I sit my butt down and do this? Absolutely. Left leg does the same, so I could sit and reach. Little less intense on the arms and shoulders that way. Release, here's the hard part, getting back to yogi squat. Reach back forward, step back to plank position. Option in every plank we do today, knees down. This is called modified plank, tops of feet flat. You're going for 2 tiny, tiny 1-inch tricep push-ups. Elbows head back. We're gearing up for chaturanga. Elbows head back. Press back to downward facing dog. All right, so one more a little slow and then we'll speed up for 2. Lift your heels as high as you can. Look to pinky fingers. Step one foot then the other out to any depth of yogi squat. Take a second to enjoy life there, but pull your pelvic floor up and in. Lean back, sit your buns if you want, or keep them lifted like a little baby crab, and then lift your toes to the sky. Doesn't matter which leg, you know we got them both coming. Rebend into yogi squat, reach forward. Step back to plank. Kneeling plank always available for you. 2 little tiny push-ups, like 1 inch, my friends. Press back, downward facing dog. Let's put this whole thing together with breath. No surprises, same moves. Inhale, heels rise, downward facing dog. Exhale, look forward to yogi squat. Inhale, lean back. Find your little crab. Exhale, lift one leg. Eyes follow toes. Lift the other. Inhale, reach back forward. Exhale, step back to plank position. 2 tiny push-ups. Chaturanga won't feel so bad once we get to it. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. One more round, yogis. Lift your heels, inhale. Exhale, step forward, find a squat. Sink as you breathe out. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, extend one leg, then the other. Inhale, reach back forward. Step back to plank on your exhalation. Inhale, 2 tiny push-ups. Exhale, ease your body back to downward facing dog. Proud of you guys. It may not have felt really smooth. It may not have been accessible at all. That's okay. We're gonna push out of our comfort zone on this very fine Friday. From downward facing dog, walk your hands back towards your big toes. As many little handprints as you'd like. Soften your knees here a little bit. And then literally drag your fingertips up your body, all the way over your legs, your knees, your thighs, your belly, your sides, maybe even the neck and your face. Inhale, rise to sky. Come with a palm at prayer center. Tuck chin and act like there's a tiny quarter-sized swimming pool inside your big toes. Dive into it. So I want you to articulate your spine. One little tiny round at a time. Did you make it in a little pool? Good. Walk back out to plank position. We're going to try that twice more. Same thing. Hold plank. Push back, downward facing dog. Fingertips walk in. The more little handprints, the better, because you get a great little sway in your hips, a little core activation. Actually touch your body. Loving, caressing yoga. Breathe in here. Arms up midsection. Find that little tiny diving stance into the tiny pool between your big toes. And one more undulation and articulation of your spine. Plank. Down dog. Hands walk back. Rise and shine, yogis. Big, beautiful inhalation here. Exhale right back on down. Walk out to downward facing dog. And we're gonna carry on, get some sun salutations on from here. Lift heels, tiptoe walk forward so you're at the top of your mat this time. And let's begin with a tiny little twist. Bend your right knee. Bring right fingertips in front of your right toes and then lift your left arm skywards with a huge reach. Now, if it feels good, you can wrap your right hand around your left calf. It's a bit tougher on the low back, but feels so good. Eyes can follow fingertips, so they can always look down for elongation in your neck. Top arm falls, forward fold for a second. Halfway lift, so we don't get too dizzy being upside down for too long. Top of head away from tail, long in the back of your neck. Release to the floor. Left knee bends, yogis, fingertips in front of them. I like fingertips rather than full palms, so we're a little lighter. Right arm rises. Where do you want your eyes to be? Can you take your left hand and hold on to your right calf? Whew, big twist, very stimulating for digestive system. So let's take one more big breath in. Exhale, release. And then rise to stand. My friends, take this very slowly as you rise. You're upside down for quite some time there. Whew. Feel okay? All right, bring your arms up. Let's get a little bit of a stretch and strengthening for our shoulders. Bring toes together. If you need a wider stance, you take it, but we're going chair pose, so sink on down. Swing arms down to shoulder height. Really try to pull your shoulders down and back. And then we're going to try to squeeze back and forward as much as our range of motion allows, not pushing out of our comfort zone, but we're really going to get it going here. So belly in, we're going to squeeze back and forward. Benefit when we lower it in a second is we got a little personal fan going on to keep us nice and cool. Sink down into your yoga chair. Look to your big toes. Can you see them? I want your butt to be back far enough that you can always see your big toes here. Keep on squeezing. A little bit of a warmer for the shoulders. Heels rise if it's available to us. 3 more seconds here. 2, keep them at shoulder height. And 1, drop them down by your sides. Whew, burns a little, doesn't it? That's good. Bring life and energy to the shoulders. Keep heels lifted. Same thing at the hip level now. Press back. Now here's where we get that little personal fan. You can go slow, squeeze, release, but I like to go fast and fan off. Okay, we have 15 seconds here. We're gonna go 30 seconds each section. Arms are gonna be super energized today. 5 seconds. How you doing off your heels? Good? And 1, release. Arms rise high, lengthening to extended mountain pose. That feels awesome. Good job, yogis. Exhale, forward fold. Let's get a move on. Take your right leg and step it straight back. Land on your knee, your shin, and the top of your right foot. Now climb up your left thigh, really pushing your hands down strong to traction your spine. Then I want you to curl in, chin to chest. More angry cats for spooky season. Round your back, but you're still pushing away on your thigh. You're also using the bottom of your left foot and the whole lower right leg to boost you higher, opening up your right hip flexor, your right psoas. Arms rise, roll to a straight spine. Release over the front foot and shift your hips back for half split, really pulling toes back towards nose with soft left knees. Same thing here, yogis. If you can press out of the floor to round your spine, try that. Soften your left knee. We get really strong sometimes and end up hyperextending. Let's breathe. And then if you can, walk your hands outside your left leg. Any spine that works here, usually long and lengthy. Soften your jaw, relax your facial muscles. Roll back forward, low lunge again. We're pressing back to child's pose. Watch me if you're unsure of this one. This is called striking cobra. Fingertips are forward, forearms down. Press your nose towards the mat and then slink forward like a snake, skimming chin and chest, and then finally pull up into baby cobra. So watch it again, or go for it if you're ready. Child's pose, forearms down, chin tucks, nose and chin skim the mat, and then we pull forward into baby cobra. Okay, join me here. Any back bend is good. Little tiny push, and then extend your body back. Child's, down dog. Great time for swings and stretches, all of the things that you need to shake off. Right leg rises, big breath in, and then give it a little pulse. We have a huge muscle. Our butt is our gluteus maximus. We're gonna get perky in the gluteus maximus. A little squeeze, heel, sky, 3, 2, and 1. Look forward, crunch knee to nose. Yes, you can drop your left knee if you need to. Land between the thumbs. Great job, yogis. Step your back leg in, but can you flute your back leg like it's a little leaf? Drop into forward fold. Let's rise to sky like we did earlier, that beautiful low spinal undulation. Coming up as slowly as possible. Last one to the top wins. Inhale all the energy to the sky. Good work. Heels rise. Woohoo! Here comes some balance. Try to pull your ankles together. If they wobble, that's a good thing because those are your body stabilizers, but we're gonna pull in strong. Heels melt down. Let's forward fold, yogis. One halfway lift before we carry on. Inhale, top of head to tail long. Fingers so light they may want to freestyle behind you, like you're playing a piano, jazz fingers, whatever we're thinking. Exhale, release, left leg, long lunge back, soft landing. No noise as we move through. So we're using lots of muscles. Kneeling, knee shin top of foot. Hands press us off our right thigh, but lift and traction your spine as long as possible. And then feel free to round. Now, when we round in this cat, it's harder to breathe, yes? It's a huge back opening, so there's a big benefit. We just need to slow our breaths down so it has the time and the capability to weave through the spots that we're tightening up in this crunch. Lift energy back to the sky. Frame out front foot, shift your hips back half split. Lift the front toes. With a soft knee, we do the same. So I like to use fingertips and I press down to lift up an angry cat. Can you lift so big that you feel your shoulder blades pulling away from your cheeks? Walking on out around the right side of your leg. Just do whatever feels good in your spine. You don't have to worry about angry cat here. Lengthening out is really nice. Check in with your right toes that they're still squared towards your right hip. Come on around the corner, low lunge. Press back to child's. Remember striking cobra, yes? Reach an extended child's. Land your forearms. Pull yourself through really slow skim of the floor. Baby cobra, or if you're ready, straighten your arms. Lift your knees and thighs for up dog. Feel so victorious. Press back, downward facing dog or pass through child's. Take anything you need here. Spend as much time as you'd love. Left leg rises when you're ready. And remember that little pulse to the sky. Lift and squeeze. You're kind of thinking about here, giving your buns a boost. So your jeans may be like, they're sitting a little higher the next time you put them on. Squeeze for 4, 3, look forward, cheetah crunch. Draw knee to nose, round your back, spooky cat season. Step for lunge. We made it. Back leg rises, a big lift. It's super light. And then draw it in. Challenge coming, yogis. Look forward. Lift your heels. Can you rise with your heels lifted? The answer is yes, you can. Are you willing to give it a try? Bend your knees. It's not going to be easy for me, but I'm going to try. Sometimes you end up looking like a big old lumbering bear when you do this stuff, but it's fun to push out of our comfort zones. One big lift at the top. Melt your heels down. Sweet relief. Exhale, forward fold. Let's add in some strength training. So we're coming back to halfway lift. Exhale, float back to fold. Right leg lunges back. Find a high lunge and swivel your blade edge of right foot into warrior 2 whenever you're ready. Sink on down. All right. So we're going to get a little flow going. I want you to watch my arms for a sec. This is really all you have to do, okay? Your body's just going to follow suit. So let's try together. Warrior 2. Sweep left arm under you, right arm over, and start leaning your body to the left. Think about pressing your hands in 2 different directions. Why? To hopefully start to swivel our chest more open. Swim the other way. Right arm under, left arm over, soft right knee as you lean into extended. Let's see what we're doing. Good. Come back into side angle. And then reverse it. Big exhalation. Okay, so I want you to move with your breath here. And if it doesn't feel good, you can make it a little smaller, like that strong man, strong woman, sun warrior we did in the past. This is a nice one. A little bit bigger version of it today. Feel your fingertips open really wide. Give all 10 toes a little friendly wiggle. Last round of reverse warrior. We're gonna come back into resting in warrior 2. Is that possible? Can you sink and get soft? Lift up through your left heel. Stay here. Good, good, good. Let your left heel fall. Draw knee high into the thigh and then reach, reach, reach. We're going to land this triangle posture like you love, any way your arms want to be. But I have a little added bonus today. Top arm wraps around, low back. Left hand comes to right shoulder, just your fingertips. You're going to use it to push. What did I do again? Open my chest. So just a great way to get more freedom in your chest. because that way I can get more breath in this beautiful body vessel. Soft left knee, one more breath. Really tiny bend through the left knee, small bit by small bit. Float back into your warrior two. Make everything feel seamless. One more lift into sun warrior yogis. Left arm rises, but right arm is rising too. Can you press the back of one hand into the palm of the other and then reach back as much as you can? It's okay if your shoulders don't love that. Find anything that your shoulders do love. Keep bending in the left leg. One more breath in here. The vinyasa is totally optional at this point. Roll your windmill back down. Turn your right toes in. Push back to downward facing dog. Stay here in child's if you don't feel like moving and grooving. But if you're ready for a little more, you're gonna drop to your knees. Bring the forearms down. Slink your body forward into a baby cobra. We have an add-on this time. Press back to downward facing dog. We're not skipping chaturangas totally. Come forward. Plank position. Remember those warm-ups you did? Triple that depth. We're gonna come down to elbows, then release to the floor. One more back bend for this round. Can you make it a little bigger? Maybe that's just by squeezing your buns and your inner thighs and lifting out of your lower half. Down dog. Right leg rises. Look forward for a cheetah crunch. Knee towards nose. Get your foot right between your thumbs. Grab ankle and help it through if you need to. Back leg floats to sky. We're moving right on through, yogis. Forward fold. Inhale, rise slowly like a rag doll. At the tippy top, let's lift our heels. I challenge you to float to fold with your heels lifted. I know you can. Soften your knees. Doesn't have to be the prettiest thing you've ever done, but it pushes us out of our comfort zone and we build new strength. Heels down. Halfway lift. Give me some fluttery fingertips or some really loosey shoulders. Float back to fold. Left leg steps back, soft, muscly landing. Arms rise. Spin to warrior two. Now this is your resting spot. Just chill for a sec. Get loose like seaweed. Everything's good? All right, let's move together. Right arm under, left arm over. Get a good extension through the side bodies. Switch. Left arm under, right arm over, and then you're gonna flow it with your breath. Seamlessly moving here. Inhale. Exhale. Can you wiggle through your right toes? How about your left ones? We always want to find places to free up because sometimes we get way too tense and serious. Let's try 3 more big breath-filled movements. Twice more, yogis. You've got this. Okay, last one. Give me all you got. Maybe a little bit of a deeper bend in the right knee. So good. Spread your arms wide. Soften into your warrior two. Lift your right heel. And then sink down a bit further. Beautiful effort there. I'm very proud of you. Triangle pose. Soften right knee. Knee pulls high into thigh. Reach as far as you can. When you're reaching your right arm out, what's happening with your hips? That's why we do that. So we get a good reach in the right hand. Hips start to kick back. Right knee stays soft. We land. You're welcome to stay. I'm going to make it a little fun. Top arm wraps around low back. Right fingers to left shoulder and then open up. So I came from here, my chest is open, but it's so much more open. And then my eye gaze might be able to spin. See that? Just resting happily here for a moment. Almost done, yogis, on the strength portion of class. Hang on, then we get happy, happy hippies. Come back, extend your arms, softly melt into warrior two. Right arm rises. Sun warrior. Left arm rises. Can you connect the back of one hand with the palm of the other? And then stretch your body back, but really lift up and out of your left side especially. Then lean back. One more big breath. Come on back to warrior two. Last vinyasa. Who's ready for it? Me. You ready too? Cool. Windmill your arms all the way down, left toes in. Press back, downward facing dog. All right, yogis, I'm here for you. If you're going to join me, let's do this. It's a bit longer than the traditional one. Drop to knees, drop to forearms, tuck your nose, striking cobra, chin and chest, skim, baby cobra. Don't worry, we have another back bend, so you can give it all you got in the sack, down dog. Shift forward into plank. Exhale slowly all the way to your elbows this time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Melt to the earth, back bend of your choice. Press back, guys. Downward facing dog. Really well done. Left leg rises. A big victory lift. Look forward, cheetah crunch. Step between the thumbs and boost your back leg. Exhale, release. Rolling to the sky. We're actually going to start our hips standing today. My favorite way. Inhale, rise. Left knee lifts. Grab a hold of your left knee. It's okay if you're unable to reach it because you like to stay low, okay? Just do the best you can. If you can grab it, you're going to come around and then just do whatever works, okay? So you're going to like roll it, maybe hug it, maybe sweep it behind you. Just moving and finding some openness, some mobility in your hips. When you're ready again, lift your left knee. Don't get it too tired. Cross your ankle over your right thigh and then slowly press your left hand down. So we're gonna start to sit, yogis. Take a peek at your left foot. Watch my foot for a sec. You see that sickle? That is no good. We don't ever want that. We want to go and flex it squared. So we stretch both sides of our leg equally, but also so we keep our joints safe. Reach arms forward when you've gotten to where you're going. Sink your buns way far back. And then this is a good place to land. I like to bring my fingertips to the floor and then round over my left shin. Really big hip stretch. Standing figure four. Some of you that are familiar with yoga and do the more advanced classes with arm balances may be familiar with a flying pigeon. You're welcome to go there. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll show you, but it's not anything that we need to be doing today. Hands come down like you're getting into chaturanga. Left foot comes over the right tricep. We extend the right leg back, and that would be our flying pigeon. Staying low is where it's at, my friends. Arm balances can fall off a cliff as far as I'm concerned. I'm here for the stretches. Let's rise back the way we came. Take a big lift through your left knee. All the way to the sky, Karate Kid moment, and then release. Okay, let's do it on the other side. Then we'll get them seated and it'll feel so much better. Right knee rises. Grab a hold of it if you can. Even if you're not holding it, just do some things. Just kind of move forward and back. Circle around. Move your left arm wherever it feels really good and balancing, so you're just enjoying life to the fullest right here. Unless you're like me and you're about to fall over. Everybody has those days, right? Spread your right toes open, make them really energized and bright. Okay, then when you're ready, let's go for that figure four. Cross right ankle, over left thigh. Try to reach the sky. We always want to reach up so we get long. Take a peek at your right foot, flexed. Not sickled, right? Flexed. Okay, good and safe. Reach forward. We want to really try to push down like we did with our hand earlier, but with your knee this time. Press down. Anywhere you want to land, whether this is good or you want to forward fold and just hunker over. Try to draw your navel in tight. It's always okay if our flesh is touching our thighs or our shins, whatever we're folded on, but our muscles want to be activated, so we're protecting our low backs. Option for any of you pigeon flyers, if you want to go for that. We're going to take 2 more breaths. So you have plenty of time to play around with your balance, moving your hands forward if you wanted, bending like chaturanga elbows, clamping top of right foot on back of left tricep, and then pulling right heel into butt, possibly extending your leg. Left heel into butt, possibly extending your leg. Let's come back to standing yogis out of figure four. Release. Okay, we're gonna melt into the ground. So once you get shaken out and you feel really good, let's land softly on the ground. No hands like we started if we can. When you get down, we're going for turtle to begin. Send your legs, bent knees out to the sides. Try to get your big toes in the mat. And then one hand in front, one hand in back. You're gonna lift your butt and scoot your tailbone back like you tipped your pelvis forward, tailbone back. Reach arms overhead, going for that length, and then exhale, fold as much as possible. You may not be able to at all, so you could just hang out on your knees here. If you're able to, you're gonna thread one finger, one hand under the right knee, one hand under the left knee, and then you would start to fold your chest forward, walking fingertips out a little bit wider. You can let your feet slide out more for a deeper fold. Turtle pose. Just 2 more breaths in here, yogis. So you're probably already feeling it, but in case you're wondering what we're stretching, we're going big in our thighs and big into the groin and pelvis down here, right? One more big breath in and out. Let's come out of this and send the left arm long only. There's a little bit of push into the left knee, but try to keep your big toe down. And then swivel your right arm behind you. Now close your right eye and then try to look at your thumb with your left eye. Just a fun little exercise for our eyes. Swivel back forward. Right arm does the same. Little push with the elbow. Swivel left arm open. Left eye may close. Right eye finds that left thumb. Last breath in here. Releasing back to center. And then bring your knees in a little closer so you can straighten your legs. Your hips might feel a big pinch right now. So give them a little rub, a little massage, whatever they need. And then widen your legs again. So I like to help them out. We don't have to force them, but just kind of being helpful here. Push them out. Same thing, hand in front, hand in back. Lift your hips and then scoot your tailbone back. See that? Pelvis forward, pelvis back. Yeah? And then you're able to fold. Okay. Once you've gotten there, if there's any skin that got pinched under your thigh bones, just lift it out of the way, lift your flesh out. And then let's lazy cat again. We're gonna reach forward some more. We may not be extending, but we're really getting a wonderful little low back massage as we reach. Anybody that's able to fall to forearms or bellies, go for it. Another big challenge people like is their peace fingers around their big toes. Folding in here. Or with soft knees, I can press on the inner thighs anywhere, opening legs and helping myself forward. Let's just take one more big breath in here. On your exhalation, rise back up. Awesome. Take your left leg in. We want to come in before we bend our legs. Bend left knee to chest, and then cross it over top of your right thigh. Give it a huge hug to hug the outer thigh. And if it's available to you, bend your right knee. Okay, going for a big twist. Right arm reaches to the sky, lengthening. And then we exhale and cross elbow over the thigh. If this is unavailable, I can always cross my foot outside my right shin. Whatever feels really good here, yogis. Left hand boosts us up again, and then we swivel around the corner, passively extending left arm. When we get twisted, the breath gets tougher. So I'm really gonna try to slow down here, weaving breath for all those tight spots, bringing lightness where I've just created a little darkness. Come on and swivel back. Extend your left leg and hold on to the blade edge of your foot. It's okay if you can't reach the blade edge. You can keep your knee bent, or you can hold on to your straight outer thigh somewhere. And we're gonna twist the same way again, just a little bit more in the hamstrings this time. Now, if you feel hunchy, put your left hand down and really lift yourself up. Eye gaze swivels to the left. Soft and easy breathing here. Let's stretch the opposite muscle group, inner thigh again. Switch your arms, left hand holds anywhere it's available to us. Open your right arm out. Eye gaze can look to the right. Whenever we move our eye gaze, we're challenging ourselves a bit more. It helps us twist a little bigger. And we're gonna breathe in one last time here. Exhale, release. Let's bring this leg back and straighten our legs again. All right, let's do it on the other side, guys. Right leg is the one that crosses first. This is a super place to stay. We can just keep the left leg extended. It's a bit less intense. If you'd like to bend it, go for it. Lift up your left arm, take it over for a high five, and then allow your hand to fall down the leg. Remember the option if this is too tight. Right foot can come outside the left shin instead of the thigh. Once you get sitting up really tall, lift your right fingertips. Focus on extending your breath. Do you feel it on your right thigh? Feel your belly expanding. Really love your body here for a moment. All of its beautiful capabilities. Swiveling back to the center, but keeping your shape. Just extend your right leg, hold on to the outside of your leg somewhere, straight or bent, and re-swivel right fingertips behind you. Lots of low back, feel it? So send all types of breath down there. Swap directions when you're ready. Right hand comes somewhere inside that leg, straight or bent. I'm going on the bent version. See that? Feels really nice. But if you can straighten, go for it. And then swivel open, eye gaze, following the left fingers as they keep on tracking behind us. Let's unswivel, guys. Come back to the center. Rebend your leg and straighten them out. We are actually going to finish class standing today, but don't worry, it's super luxurious stretches. So we're going to come up to lizards, more hips, round the corner however you can, and just take your time, really smoothly moving up to tabletop. Stepping legs into a really short version of downward facing dog, and then just kind of amble forward, like really slowly through the hips. So you have a wide-legged forward fold. And when you're ready, just the left leg steps straight back. So widening up that right foot so we have a big lizard stretch. Dropping left knee, shin, and top of foot. This is lizard, wide lunge. And now we're going to twist our lizard. Bring the right arm to the sky. Big stretch up. If it doesn't want to reach the sky, landing on the right thigh is great. Now this is an option, guys. We can stay right here. This is such a nice stretch, but if you want to try and get a little stronger in your hips, you're going to wiggle your right foot back under your nose, and we're going to do little push-ups. I'm going to show you, then you join me, okay? Lifting the left leg, we're opening to the blade edge of our right foot. Now, if it's too much to have it outside, you can bring the hand inside, but we're going to do these little lowers and lifts in the hips. See it? Lower and lift the hips, bending elbows. If it's easier, you can come in here, lower lift, option. You can stay in that beautiful, gentle lizard twist. If you're with me, keep on pushing. We have a strong flex in our ankle. No banana ankles. And we're gonna go for 3 more little hip push-ups. And 1, joining everyone else, walk back out wide. Take 1 more big breathy stretch in our lizard twist, and then come on down, landing knee, shin and top of foot. Just chill for a sec. Move through your hips, a little swing and sway, possibly lower more if that's speaking to you. And then rise, drawing right leg back this time, yogis. We're gonna go for wide knee child pose. So earlier we did knees together. Widen them up about as big as your mat, as wide as your mat, and then stretch forward. So you can let your whole belly come down. And then I like to look towards my thumbs. Really big chest opener here. We have kind of a puppy upper body. Looking towards the thumbs. If it's too much for your shoulders, bring them back in a little bit and just tuck your forehead down. Lots of big opening for the hip though. One more big breath in. When you're ready, start to crawl back through forearms or hands. Close your knees. Come up to tabletop, and this time take a big step forward with your left leg, coming into that wide lizard. So we want to be about as wide as our mat. Knee, shin, and top of left foot is down. Left arm is rising either to the thigh or all the way to the sky. Big breath in. Now, staying here is just so great. It's a wonderful stretch for us. But we do have that awesome option. It's just going to be a little bit more strength in our hips. So seeing what you feel like doing today, possibly coming with me where we're going to wiggle our left foot back under our nose, wide hands are inside the left knee. We're elevating the right leg completely. And then you're thinking about opening and closing through this left knee. Blade edge and almost coming back flat. Bending elbows and doing a little bit of these hip push-ups. Doesn't have to be fast. You can do 3 of them and be done. Whatever you feel good doing. We're gonna go for about 5 more here. If you're done and you're back in lizard twist, great job. And when you've finished with that, wiggle your left foot back out. You're welcome to lift your right knee if you haven't yet. Join us. 1 more breath and twist, and then release to really surrender into this lizard. Maybe just bending elbows a little. That goes a long way. Or you can drop in fully. Rolling around a little bit on your hips might be nice. Just 1 more breath in here, yogis. Let's come on back up with some support. If you have to leave at 1:55, thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful weekend. If you can join me for a few more stretches, we're gonna step forward into wide-legged forward fold. Take a break here for a second, and then we're gonna move on to some pyramid poses. All right, so you're about as wide as your mat is, left to right, wide-legged forward fold. Push your feet down like you're gonna stamp into concrete and leave a footprint. And then press them out to the blade edges of your feet, spreading wide through your back body, like you could split your mat under your nose in half. Push out through your pinky toes. Feel your sits bones, feel your thighs getting wider. Really nice stretch. Keep pushing, 1 more breath. And then release. Let's look forward, walk hands forward a little bit. Take toes into about hip width distance and step your left leg forward. You're going for about 3 feet of distance between your front toes and your back heel. And then I want you to swivel your inner thighs together so your right hip point is facing the front edge of your mat. You're in pyramid pose. But today, do you want to lift your left toes? You can, like we did earlier. I'm gonna try to get you to walk back, fingertips swivel towards your right heel, and potentially you may be holding on to your right calf. Now, if you feel like you're gonna flop over to one side, widen your feet left to right. And when you reached back for your right calf, you had 1 hand on either side of your left leg, okay? Soften your left knee if you're going for the reach, especially if you're going for the reach. Nice to our joints at all times. Release from any grasps that you had. Lift halfway. And before we come out of this, see if you can lift a little bit more to fingertips. A little bit more to hover them off the floor. And then swing your arms out at shoulder height. 1 breath in here, guys. Floating pyramid. Exhale, release. Well done. And just spin a little 180. Swivel right around on the balls of your feet or on your heels. Facing the other direction. Okay, but make sure you didn't end up on a tightrope. Get a little wider. Squeeze the inner thighs to swivel your left hip point forward. And then wherever it feels good for you. If you'd like to forward fold, you're so totally allowed to get really loosey-goosey in your shoulders here. Some of you may enjoy the right toes pulling into nose. I'm gonna go for that grasp. So we're gonna swivel our fingers towards our left foot and then start to walk back, 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 back. With a soft right knee, are you able to grab your left calf? Whatever you've chosen, just make sure that your breath is really flowy. No grasp through your teeth, no clenching, no hanging on, just breathing and loving life. Releasing. Walk forward, take your eyes forward. Keep your pyramid legs, but lift up to your fingertips if you can. Hover off your fingertips if you can, and then sweep your arms out at shoulder height. Just flying through the sky, cool as a cucumber here. Fingertips back to earth. Bend your front knee. Step into forward fold. Bend your knees for a second. Be nice to your hamstrings. They did a lot of work today. Good job, yogis. And then ever so slowly walk hands up your body like we did in the very beginning of class. Super slow. Roll to the ceiling. Inhale, arms rise. Bring hands down for a hug of your body. Right arm goes behind, left hand comes to your heart. Sink down into your knees, and then a tiny little twist to the right, like your left hand is pushing your right shoulder open. Really nice after pyramids, isn't it? Come to center, arms rise. Left arm sweeps down behind low back, knees bend. Right hand comes to heart or the left shoulder. Fingertips press open for a tiny twist to finish. Arms rise back to sky. Palms fall to prayer at heart center. Take a little tuck, eyes to fingers. Yogis, the light in me is so honored and grateful to have shared this practice with the light that is each and every one of you. I'm truly grateful for, inspired by, and humbled by the light that is you. Happy Friday and namaste, yogis. See you next week, I hope.